Hey guys, hey, it's me, Jimmy Lou from the Messy Craft Corner, and I'm at the sewing machine, part 2 of our bee journal, you guys. If you're watching on the replay here on Facebook, give us a hashtag replay. Or hey, even if you're watching the replay over on YouTube, this is a previously recorded video from Facebook. But guys, you can enjoy it all in one place. I'm going to have all the playlists together, and it's going to be fun. So, if you missed the live this morning, we created our book cover using an envelope and felt fabric and fabric on the inside. And now we're going to stitch it. You guys, we're just going to sew it on the sewing machine. I already did a trial run on my sewing machine just to make sure that it was not going to fart out on me. And I did prep some paper for in one of my signatures just by adding some lace to extend the area of like place to be. Place to be. Look at those bees. Aren't they yummy? You guys, it's the queen bee too. She has her crown on. So hello Dawn, hello Debbie and Mary, hello, welcome. So every sewing machine is different, that I will tell you. This sewing machine is an older Singer. My mom purchased it, I believe, in the 90s. And it's not a fancy machine. It's not a serger. It's not all the fun things that some paper crafters have. It sews straight. It sews buttonholes. It sews zigzags. That's what it does. It's meant for, my mom used to sew and stitch just shoot. Jessica Morgan, send me a private message. One has become available. Also, tomorrow I'm going to hit Hobby Lobby and I'm going to see about picking up some alternate bee fabric that I can make available, some more kits for you. I have plenty of everything else. It's the fabric that is dictating how much. So I literally have one kit that came available because the person who got it has a craft page, and she said that she wants to do my journal but her way with her things to show you guys that you can do it with other supplies and not just what I have. Remember something, I gave a generic supply list of things that we are using today. You're going to see me pull other things out and do other things. But you guys, ultimately, it's your book. You don't want it exactly like my book. You want it to be a little bit of you within it. So don't be afraid of that. Jimmy Lou needs a haircut. Look at how long this hair is. I have not had my hair this long since my kids were little. And I keep debating, do I want to leave it long? Do I want to cut it shorter? What do I want to do? So the only thing, Jessica, is if you want the kit, you need to pay for it today. So that way, otherwise, I'll make it available in the Shopify. Okay, also, if you're enjoying these free lessons today and you would like to leave me a tip, there's a link in the description of the video for Ko-fi, CO-FI. If you click on that, you can go over and you can adjust how much you leave. You can leave $5, you can leave $1, you can leave $100, whatever you like. Some people, I suggest wait till the end of the day, and then you can really decide if you want to do that or not. So, and again, not required because this is a free class today. So I'm enjoying this. I am so enjoying this. Who else is enjoying it? Give me some hearts if you're enjoying it. So this is the cover that I did previously so that the glue would be good and dry and I wouldn't gunk up my machine. So my machine is a very basic sewing machine. Like I said, it was my mom's and now it's mine. So you're going to see me stitching from here. There's no way for me to actually if I overhead, you're not going to see anything but the machine, the thread moving. In my machine, I have put a needle that is meant for working with denim or heavy fabrics. So if you have a sewing machine, I highly recommend that because I was just using my regular general sewing machine needles and they were breaking, they were tangling, it was doing the whole thing. So fingers crossed that Mama Yetter and her sewing machine are going to cooperate today. So, you're loving this, Judy? Awesome. Thank you, Molly. Thank you, Sandy. Sandy, you're on my prayer list. Okay, so I'm just going to start. It's set to zigzag. And the only thing I'm literally doing to this cover is zigzag stitching around the entire out perimeter, okay? I'm using the inside as a guide because of the the fabric that is smaller on the inside. So I always work from the inside and let the outside have the bobbin material. So here we go. Now, if stitching is not your thing, you don't have to. You can do, in fact, maybe the other one I won't even sew the cover so you can see the difference. But it is a lot of fun. If you add the stitching, it's decorative. So the machine may clunk and make sounds because it's going through 2 layers of material, 1 layer of felt, and a layer of paper. So here we go. Oh, hold on. Here we go. We're off to the races. Okay, sewing machine tip. If your thread breaks during sewing, stop, unthread it no matter where it breaks from, and re-thread your machine. I did not know that was something you were supposed to do. I just figured, oh, it broke right there. I can put it back in. We're going to have no breaking today. No breaking today. In Jesus' name. I say a lot of praying when I'm sewing. Just saying. Just saying. A lot of prayers when you're sewing, you guys. So, when I get to the corner, I'm rotating. I just turned the bottom of the book to face me because I'm not letting it run off the edge. I'm doing an interior perimeter of the book. I cannot pull it off and show it to you at the moment because, you know, I'm stitching it. So, let me see. I just want to get this thread off of there so it doesn't tangle up. Now, if you have thread, look at this beautiful thread. This is going back to the craft room with me because this is some really great like fiber kind of stuff that if you want to do like some decorative stuff, this is great. This is great. And my machine was already loaded with glue. I have no idea what it is. It just says Singer on the front of it. That's all it says. And I don't know, like, I know there's like probably on the bottom where I can look. But it might be, Miss Ruth, this was my mom's sewing machine. And, when she passed away, I brought it here for sewing on paper crafts because I figured if I used her machine and it broke, it didn't matter because my machine is an embroidery machine and it does all the fun embroidery stuff. So we're just stitching the outside perimeter, guys. So answer me this question. Does it have to be straight to you? Does it have to be straight to you? I ordered that zigzag stamp. Will that work on material? Liz, it will, but you want to use archival ink because it's a permanent ink. So you want to use that. Regular ink, if you use it on there, your glue will smear it around. But you can stamp on fabric. It's just you got to use the right ink. Yeah, it doesn't have to be straight to me either. In fact, there's one junk journaler who I know who she purposely goes crooked. I got a small cheap machine off Amazon, 39 bucks. There you go. 39 bucks, you guys. So here we go, off to the races. Oh, it's getting so nice. It felt like my string popped, but it didn't. For me, I would like it to be straight. Yep, and that's fine, Terry. I have a brother that I can just touch a button and make it work. Oh! My other one, I just touch a button and it knots it and cuts it. It also, you push the little thing and it threads it for you, which I wish this had that feature. But again, I'm sure this was just a cheap machine my mom purchased at the time. I'm sure it's just a cheap machine my mom purchased at the time because my mom didn't do a lot of sewing. But if she needed to repair something, well then she needed a sewing machine. So this is doing great. Okay, listen, one more row. One more. Psst. I just have the top side or bottom side, whichever side this is. Keep your fingers out of the moving parts. Yeah, and again, I don't know. Like I said, I don't really know what she paid for it. I know you can adjust the speed and you can make this thing fly like the wind, buddy. I'll tell you what. Okay, so we're just going to release the thread. And I'm going to show you how good this turned out. It turned out really good. I'm very pleased with this one. Is it exactly straight? Probably not. But, you know, it didn't do too bad. Here's the outside. So there we go. We had a little snafu right there. But to be honest with you, I don't really care about that. I think it looks cool. And if I don't like it, because this is my front bottom, I can always put a flower over it. So, but the inside looks great. So, there we go. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments. Don't be shy now. Even if you have never talked on here before, say whether you like it or not. All you got to do is say, love it, like it, stinks, I don't want to do it. Whatever you like. So, you could do a straight line here and a straight line on the back. I'm not going to worry about that. Oh, I was supposed to put the... Well, we can do it still. I forgot. Remember, I brought the lace to do the lace on the front cover. So we're going to do that next. We're gonna add the lace, you guys. I forgot all about it. I forgot all about the lace. So this is an eyelet lace that I cut off from being gathered because I don't like a gathered lace. If you like a gathered lace, you can get it, but I got this on sale. And then I have this piece here that once I do the stitching on this, I don't think I want to stitch over it. I think we're just going to use this and glue it down. So, we will see. So I'm leaving the rough cut at the top because it just looks so darn nice, you guys. So down we go. Oh my gosh, you guys, it got so cool. There's my cover. Look at how pretty that looks. So I left this rough edge because I want it vintagey looking. So, listen, I'm not the world's best sewer either. And you don't have to be. Okay, you don't have to be the world. This machine and I, we fight pretty often. I did this before I came live because I wanted to try that lace out on there, and I almost snagged up the whole machine. And I was like, Jimmy Lou, you have to stop because if you snag your machine now, you can't show the ladies what you're doing. Where if I snag the machine while I'm live, oh well. So I just cut some paper, and I'll show you how to do this when we do our signatures, so that I could create one longer piece to make a bigger signature. But then I put this pretty lovely lace along there for along the edge of my fabric, of my paper. Now I could add lace along the back side if I wanted, along the back side of that piece, and it might stick out past. That's okay. A lot of junk journalers, they do that. So let's talk about the other things that I'm stitching. I have the file folder piece that I'm stitching. So I'm just going to lay this on here. You guys, we're going straight across the top around. We're just doing a border stitch. Just a border stitch. So when I get to where I want to pivot, I just lift my foot and release it a little bit. So don't force it, Jimmy Lou. Don't force it. Don't force it. That's the theme. Don't force it. You love my style, Terry? I'm still trying to figure out my style. I am so much of a mini album. The straight. I was in my element yesterday with that straight, clear cut measuring book, but yet I'm falling in love with the vintage style of some of my junk journaling sisters. And let's just talk for a minute about some of those junk journaling sisters. We have Teeny from Coastal Styles, etc. How am I going to do this side? Let's see. I have to tuck and roll, you guys. Tuck and roll. Sandy, I got both of these fabrics came from Walmart. This one and this one came from Walmart. I had some kits, but the kits are sold out, so I'm going to try to get some other beef fabric. But just any Hobby Lobby, Joann's, no, Michael's doesn't have fabric. Walmart has fabric. Any of those places, you can get fabric at. So you just have to hunt for it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I think we have a tangle. Hang on, let's see. We just have to cut it off. There we go. There we go. Like I said, I'm not the world's best sewer, but by George if I don't give it a good try. One of the most important things is when you're sewing on anything, if your machine is giving you a little bit of resistance, stop. Fix the tangle and then go on. Because if you try to force it, that's when you're going to break needles, you're going to break your machine, a lot of those things. So just be really cautious there when you're doing it. See, again, I don't know what it is about the bottom down here. Yep. It's okay. A little tangle goes, I mean, maybe it just doesn't want to, maybe it just doesn't want to, give it up on the bottom there. Who knows? I'm going to trim these off and we'll get her going again. So after lunch, we will come back and we'll work until 2 o'clock on our signature work, okay? And then, let's see if we can't get this little thing, this little snafu fixed. There we go. I think we're good. Let's see. I almost feel like my machine could use a little oil, which is a possibility. All right, here we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, so now I've stitched around the edge of this. And let me give you a show. Let's show it off. And I do keep my threads, my long pieces of thread. Once it gets to be too much, I throw it away, but yep, I cleared the bobbin. We're good. We're good. We're all good. So here's what the stitching looks like around the outside there. So this is going to be a little add-in into our book. It's made from a file folder. I did show how to make these a bit ago, but we're going to do some fancy doodad stuff on there. So there's that piece. Okay. There's the book page that I wanted to stitch on. So we're just putting it on there. Here we go. Off to the races. My friend Amy on there that's talking, she is an expert sewer. Anytime anyone needs any hems or alterations to their dresses, Amy is my gal. She has a page, RAD Crafts. Oh, we were talking about some of my junk journaling friends. Like, see, like when I go to turn this, it snags up. I don't know why. Oh, now I have to rethread because the thread came out. But, you know, you can stitch on your paper. You can do all those things. So, oh, there's a little string under here. I think that's what my problem is. I think I have a stringer that keeps getting caught up, you guys. Okay, rethread. Rethread. I did not know that whole thing about rethreading until my machine took a real big poop. And I was on there on Amazon. I was on YouTube looking for how to fix the machine because I figured, well, this is it. Mom's machine is done. Alright, you're going to get to see me use my real old lady eyes for threading. Hang on. And that's when, like, somebody said, well, every time you have your thread breaks, you should clear everything out, rethread. And I was like, wait, what? I didn't know that. Yeah, it needs, Larry's going to blow it out for me. It needs, and you know, paper seems to cause more lint than material does. Did you notice that, Amy? But I think it needs, I think I need to open it up and put some, what is happening? I think I need to put some, oil in my moving parts. It just has been a few bit. What is happening here? There's the little culprit. Oh, jeez. I cut the thread that was. We might get done in enough time for y'all to have a lunch. We will have a big break today. It does not have, this does not have an automatic threader. It honestly does not. It has, like, and to oil it, I have to take screws out to oil it. I'm telling you, it's a very inexpensive machine. So, it might get noisy here, you guys. It sounds like the guy is here to put fuel in our tanks. So you're going to hear his truck backing up and all that fun stuff. Okay, here's this. All right, let's try it again. Okay, here we go. So that's what I think really that's the last resort for trying to fix the thing that's wrong with the machine is to oil it. Breakfast for you. Yeah, some of you it'll be breakfast. So let's cut this off. And we're just going to go ahead with the rest of our stitching on here, you guys. There we go, see? There we go. Woo! Made me nervous there for a minute. It looks like the sewing machine you have. Yeah, it has like no numbers on, because my other Singer, it has Singer, you know, XY 102913 or whatever it is. Just remember, get yourself a needle that is like for heavy duty, like for denim and stuff like that, because then it helps with the paper. Okay? Michelle Hill is in the house. Michelle Hill, the Vintage Daisy, you guys. Go check her page out. Go check her page out. You will not be sorry. Okay, there we go. So now, the B page that we stamped now has sewing on it. Now, if you have the sewing stamp, you could sew stamp on here. But don't tell Teeny, because Teeny gets upset. Anytime I break out that stamp with the stitches on it, she's like, oh boy, here we go. All right, what else do we have? Did I tell you what I was going to do out here? Okay, so I have some of the papers that I'm going to use for my my signature. So, and I also brought out some trims. Here's some lace, and here's some other kind of lace. And this other kind of lace is the lace I want to use first. So I'm just cutting a strip of it. And this lace, it's a cream color, but it has like gold flecks in it. And I think it looks really, really cool. So see how it has the gold flecks in it? And I think that's just going to make it look really cool. So I'm going to get it onto my paper. Get my thread out of the way. Get my thread out of the way. I'm going right onto the paper. I'm not letting it hang off. I am going to show you one where I let it hang off, but this is just going to be right at the edge. Here we go. And you can stitch just on your paper if you want your paper to have that really cool look. You can stitch it just on your paper. Okay, here we go. And that's what it looks like there. So when we get these into the signature and we start adding decorations onto it, we're going to utilize this. We're going to build on it. So you have to see, just get it out. If you haven't used it for a while, get it out and oil it. That's what I'm trying to say. Get it out and oil it, because that could totally like make a huge difference. Okay, so I have this one. Let me scoot this back. I didn't fold all my paper in half before I got out here. This is not all the paper that I'm using in the signatures. I do have some B paper that we're going to pull out and we're going to use. So let me just fold these two pieces. But I like this vintagey looking paper because then you can build like clusters and things like that on there, and it just makes it fun. You've never sewn on paper before. That's okay. First time for everything. Okay, I have some of this. This is just some little white lace trim. I'm a little nervous about sewing this on here because of how thin it is. Like how skinny it is. Sorry if you guys can hear my oil delivery. Sorry. Not really anything I can do about that. Yeah, you're going to go through more needles. Exactly. On paper. Amy is exactly right. But guys, use the needles that are for denim. Okay, so we're going to put this on here like so. And I learned from the other one that I got to actually have it on the paper some. Before we start, because it's skinny. It's skinny, skinny, mini, thinny. Skinny, thinny, mini, thin mints. It's thin mint skinny. Alright, here we go. I also, let me recommend that if you use your sewing machine to sew, to quilt, to do any of those things, maybe purchase a second machine that you don't care about, whether it's from a thrift store or a yard sale, and maybe use that only for like when you stitch on paper. See, I stop and then it gets hung up. So I don't know what happened there, but I got it hung up somehow. So, and I don't want to tear my paper. Don't want to tear my paper. But that's what's, Amy, that's why I think my machine needs oiled. Because I think it keeps snagging up because of the needing oil. like I had all of this, the moving bobbin part, I had all apart. And Larry blew it out for me. So that way, you know, it wouldn't have any like lint and stuff in it. And it's still like when I stop and I get to go to start again, it does that. So I don't know what its problem is. It's just having a brain fart, I guess. All right. Got that clear. And trim up some of these so they're not so long, you guys. Okay, there we go. We'll just pick up right where we kind of left off. And if there's a space in there or it looks funny on the other side, we'll just cover it. We'll cover it with something. Some ephemera or something. I should just maybe not stop midstream. You have to make sure your needle is down at the start position. Got it. It almost seems like it's starting to like back feed is what the problem is. So, I don't know. We'll see here. Right, there goes that thread. So we're rethreading again. But look how pretty it looks. So it just looks real pretty. It looks real pretty. Okay, there we go. All right, let's get it threaded. I have one more paper. Oh, I forgot that tag that was in there that I wanted to do too. So, okay, so my thread came unthreaded. So we got to get the old lady eyes out again. And get them going here, you guys. Robin is here. I don't think I'm going to use a closure. And if I do, it's going to be a fabric closure that's going to just wrap around and tie. I don't know. I haven't really thought about the closure yet, to be honest with you. But I have some beautiful laces and things like that that I think I want to use. So we're going to be hopping off of here in a few minutes. And you guys are going to come back at 1 o'clock. So I'm giving you a nice lunch break. Come back at 1. And there we go. Hold on. Something's amiss here. I knotted my needle thread. Go figure. So I also have this like wider lace that I think is really pretty, and I'm gonna do it on this paper right here. But before I add it to, because I'm only adding to one side, I'm gonna stitch the rest of the paper. So I'm just going on and we're just gonna stitch, and when I get to the last side over there, we'll add the lace. All right, here we go. Off to the races, guys. And it does just give it like a different look. The stitching just gives it a different look. That's where you can use the stamp. The stamp can be if you don't want to sew on a sewing machine. And I'll show you, when we come back live, I'll show you the stamp that I was talking about. And I have been using like heavier thread. Like this is thread that's meant for denim. So I suggest that. You can use embroidery thread. That stuff's just heavier thread. And it just, I don't know, I like it better on the paper. So that's me. That's a Jimmy Lou thing. Okay. Who's ready for some lunch or breakfast or whatever it is that you're having? I know what I'm having. I know what I'm having for supper. So we're going to work from 1 to 2. We're going to be back in the craft room. And then after 2 o'clock, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to spend some time with Larry. We're going to have dinner together. And I'll be back at 4. So we're going to have a big break from 2 to 4. Okay? And when we come back at 4 o'clock, that's when we're really going to dive into this. Because when we work from 1 to 2, we're going to put our signatures in. You have the stamp, you have to find where you put it. Yeah, exactly. Keep all fingers away from moving parts of your whatever you have, your sewing machines. Keep your fingers out from the moving parts because you really don't want to get an owie doodles. No owie doodles, guys. I love this lace. I think Michelle sent me this lace. Michelle sent me some beautiful lace, you guys, and she does mystery boxes. You just tell her what your budget is, what you want to spend. She creates these amazing boxes. She sent me one as a sample, and I love it. Love, love, love it, you guys. Okay. I get along this side here. This is where, hang on, I'll take another stitch or two there. So I'm going to get right along the edge. And you do have to be careful with the lace because it's fine and you can stitch it like right. The first one I did, I stitched it right underneath the bobbin. So, anyone have any questions about sewing and stuff like that? Hear it? So that means I have a jam. I'm in a jam, you guys. Again, I think it's the stopping and starting, and it just honestly needs oiled, I think. Again, not the best seamstress. That's why I hire someone to do my clothing and stuff. Why is that keep coming over? Hello? It's like it just gets jammed up. That's all there is to it. I don't know why. If I did, I wouldn't have the problem. It is the right bobbin. That, because I went and bought brand new bobbins. The bobbin is wound with the exact same thread as is in the top, so as to not like have a conflict. I went through all the troubleshooting with it. So I think the only thing that's left really is it just maybe needs oiled. So sorry you guys keep having to put up with it. But you know, this is the power of live TV. So y'all are live. And that's what happens when you're live. Because it almost feels like it's sticky, like it's sticking. So I'll get Larry to take it out to the air compressor, give it a good and off we'll go. Alright, let's give it a try again. I have plenty of this blue string though for working with later today. Save your clumps. Your clumps and your bumps, save them because they're fun to work with. Thank goodness my lace was stitched on there a little bit. Okay, here we go. Off to the races. Okay, there we go. And we now have this. Now look it, I have a little extra at the top. I'm gonna leave that alone for right now till we get in the room and start doing some decorating with it because it might be cool. It might turn out cool. All right, let me scoot this stuff out of the way. and we'll talk about all what we did. Now, if you have any questions, now's the time. My trick to add lace is to start an inch, do a few stitches, and then back stitch. This one, if I use the back stitch on this, forget it. It's old. It's an old machine, you guys. I mean, it is what it is. So we stitched some fat lace on. Robin Burks Watson, do you really want to come on camera with me? We stitched some skinny lace onto some paper. We stitched some trim work onto paper. Oh. Well, you'll have a nice big break between 2 and 4. So, okay, here's our Buzz paper. We're going to use this to decorate up one of our cover pieces like this. I stitched this before I got live because I wanted to make sure my machine was running, but that's that wider lace on. This paper is a little more slick. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. That's what I think, Nancy. I think it was my mom's. It was stored in a closet. I didn't use it. My mom has been gone for almost 2 years, so a year and a half. I had it here. I didn't use it. I think you're right. I think I need to find someone who can maintain it, who can clean it, blow it out, oil it up, make it look like new, and send it back home with me. I don't want to pay the money for it. That's expensive. That's why I tried to troubleshoot a lot of it myself. So then we did the trim, just a border around the outside of this paper here. We're going to decorate this up later. And then we did, the main attraction was we did our cover with a little bit of lace around the edge there. So, all right, I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to reset. I will see you back here at 1 o'clock. It does. It gives it a nice little texture. It really does. So, I will see you back here at 1 o'clock. We'll be back in the craft room. I'm going to reset. I'm going to bring my blue scraps of goodness, because we're going to use that behind some flowers and some other things. And you guys tell me, the second journal, the one that we made the cover of this morning, should I do that and not sew it? Because that could be a thing. We could do it and not sew it. Both of these bee journals will be for sale when they're finished. So if you want the finished journal, and you know so ahead of time, you can message me. I'll let you know when I expect for them to go at auction. Now, remember, they're more than just paper. They're more than just paper. It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears go into it, a lot of planning. I spend 2 weeks probably planning the lessons that I wanted to teach you. So, if you're watching here live on Facebook, thanks for showing up. If you're watching the replay, type in #replay. If you're watching over on YouTube, you're watching a previously recorded video from Facebook, and you can follow me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Yeah, you can do that. A no-sew journal would be great. Okay, we can do both. We can do both. And then that way, when we do the, because here's what we'll do. We'll finish this one, and then the second one, I'll have all of the signatures stitched in next week one day, and we'll decorate it. And then both of them will go up for sale. If you know you want it, you can send me a private message or an email that says that you want it, and we'll work out a price. So you're welcome. Now, if you really like what you're seeing, you can give me a tip over at Ko-fi, Ko-fi. The link's in the description of this video. And I'm trying to get my hands on more fabric, so that way I can get you guys some more kits made up, because that's the only thing that's keeping me from selling more kits. So you guys have a good rest of your day. I will see you back here at 1 o'clock. What time is it? What time is it? Oops, sorry guys. Yeah, I'm going to see you back here in an hour and 10 minutes, so that way I can have some lunch and get reset. And I will see you then, guys. Remember to be kind, because you never know what someone's going through. And I'll see you all real soon. Bye, guys.